Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Are you one of the hundreds of women who say they just don't know enough to start working with your crystals and tarot? Maybe you say you want to learn more because you're a beginner, or you say you don't know enough to know where to start. I want to tell you that these are not the real reasons you're not working with your crystals. These are surface stories that you repeat because they act as cover for the real culprit. When you're new to something, it's normal to doubt or second guess yourself. The persistent thoughts of not being ready, not knowing enough, or you won't get it right may cause you to hesitate in using your crystals and tarot, but they don't have to be the thing that holds you back. Space. In this episode, we're going to break down why you just can't move past that initial hesitation by uncovering the culprit that keeps you from the crystal and tarot practice you dream of having. It isn't the memorization of properties, the hidden ways to work with crystals and tarot, or the mystery of rituals that keeps you from a crystal and tarot practice. The real culprit is the core beliefs you're carrying about what it means to be qualified or ready. This underlying narrative sets you up to wait for a permission slip that will never come because you believe that until you've mastered some elusive rules, you don't have the right to be the end result. Let's circle back and explain what core beliefs are. They're deep-seated convictions about who you are, the world in which you live, and what's possible for you. Most of the core beliefs you have haven't been consciously chosen. They're the result of the family you're born into, the culture around you, the institutions you grew up inside, the people entrusted with your growth and development. This isn't saying that all people are purposely trying to mislead you, but sometimes the simplest statements made by an adult or a person in a position of authority can shape how you see yourself and your worth. I'll share a personal experience from my childhood. As a kid, I was never strong in math. Sometimes I would do okay, sometimes I wouldn't. It wasn't consistent, and honestly, I spent a lot of time in my own head during class. Space. Anyway, my 9th grade math teacher made a statement to my parents during an open house. Some kids get math, some kids don't. Your daughter doesn't. This statement has haunted me ever since. It solidified a sensitive topic into something I internalized about my abilities and potential. It wasn't a fact that I couldn't do math. I was responsible for payroll and accounting at various companies in my employment history. However, the story became a narrative running in the background ever since. Now, I want to encourage you to consider how this mechanism could be applied to you and your stories around crystals and tarot. What might have been said to you, said around you, or something you experienced that solidified a worry or fear that now drives your ability to work with your tools? You might not remember exactly what triggered the core beliefs, but they're there and they're holding you back. In my experience, there are some core beliefs that show up most frequently with my clients, and we're going to reveal them and how working with Blue Kyanite supports in neutralizing and healing them. The first belief revolves around the constant need to check a book or a guide. This one shows up in the simplicity of the I don't know enough yet. But instead of trusting your own gut, your own intuition, or what you have learned, you keep moving the finish line because there's always another book, always another course, or always another guru who knows something that you don't. With their high vibration, Blue Kyanite opens your psychic channels and supports faster access to downloads of information from your higher self or guides. The second belief is around needing to get it right, like there's some pass-fail system for working with your crystals. This might show up when you're scrolling social media, or you see a glimpse of someone else's practice or their altar, and you look at yours thinking, maybe I've missed something, or maybe I've done it wrong. Blue Kyanite is wonderful for balance and alignment, making it easier for you to express yourself through your words and your actions. It's no secret that we learn by emulating others, but if you find yourself stopping because you ask, am I doing it right? You may be experiencing the perfectionist core belief. The third belief involves worthiness and shows up in whether you trust your instincts and intuition, or whether you believe you need to earn or prove the right to work with your crystals and tarot. This is often amplified when you think your experience and results are meant to match those experienced by others or those spelled out in mystery school lineages. Blue Kyanite is powerful at clearing blockages that live in the energetic body, not just the mind. This matters because core beliefs aren't only about your thoughts. They're about your stored muscle memory too, your nervous system, and they show up in that little catch of your breath when you want to start your practice, but you feel vulnerable. Here's what I want you to sit with for a moment. None of these beliefs are originally yours. They come from systems that benefit from you always buying the next level, seeking external validation, and outsourcing your own authority. They come from growing up in cultures that said rational, logical, or this specific thing is real and everything else is not. They come from the desire to fit in or from seeing the polished, picture-perfect versions put out for social media consumption. I want to offer you how you can reframe these beliefs. What if your practice is how you learn? Not by burying yourself in information, but actually sitting down, holding your crystal, pulling a card, and being present with whatever comes up. A practice is just the act of returning to something with intention. And you can do that anywhere, with one crystal, in 5 minutes, on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. with no setup whatsoever. Getting from the I've read about to the I do space in your practice comes in the doing. The integration and embodiment of everything you've been trying to master comes from the doing. And you can get that when you join me inside the Crystal Self Healer members portal. Depending on where you are, there are 3 levels of support that help you go from I don't know to I know. Whether you start by simply receiving a collective healing or you're ready for the deep work in mentorship calls, the goal is the same, shifting you from studying to doing. Take that first step in beginning your practice by going to my website, 3charmedgems.com, and come home to yourself through practice. Today's episode has been brought to you by Blue Kyanite and Core Beliefs. May we all unravel the beliefs holding us back so we can find comfort in our practice. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.